Yeah, you know what it is. Collinsville High School, champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. Purple and white, but you know what I mean. Double 11 senior year made history. Football, we took it to the playoffs. Collinsville, white and purple, yeah, we are the K-House. I said the K-House, the school of champions. We laugh a lot, we rap a lot. I'm at Sabia, Indian, again, I'm telling them that Collinsville is where it's at. So when we on the field of court, they better be aware of that. They scared of that, of course. Look at the ceiling. What up, Mr. Floyd? Yeah, Collinsville, and yes, I'm glad to say that I'm a K-Hawk. I'm about to graduate. Yeah. You know what it is. Collinsville High School, champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
White and purple, yeah, I know you see it. You see the chaos and you tell yourself you wanna be it. I go to CHS, so I am a champ. I ran this game so long I'm starting to get a stomach cramp. Class of 1-2, but we're number one. Shout out to all my juniors, yeah, you know we get it done. White and purple, you already know. It's still easy peasy and that boy lay low.
Yeah, you know what it is. Collinsville High School, champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
I'm about my white and purple, Scarface and DJ Screw. We on the peak of the mountain, best at what we do. Yeah, we the champs, homie, but we ain't selling shoes. These boys bleeding purple, call us the cheapest crew. They don't gotta do it big, cause I don't play no sports. I play my cards right. Now a good report. When Dub 12 comes, it's time to roll off. I'm in the back cause everybody rolling with me, K-Hawks.
Yeah, you know what it is.
All the freshmen, sophomores,
High school champions.
yeah, they know what it is.
All around my town, everything is
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
we shut it down for the school and the sports team.
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
Yeah, you know what it is. Collinsville High School, champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
And a very good afternoon, everyone, as we welcome you to Camelot Bowl here in Collinsville as we get you set for some bowling action. Today we are going to concentrate on the girls' side of things as we've already done one boys match this year, so it's the girls' turn as your Collinsville Lady K-Hawks get ready to take on the Lady Panthers of O'Fallon High School. I am Todd Duke. Again, a very good afternoon, everyone, as we welcome you to this live stream from Camelot Bowl. Collinsville getting ready to take on O'Fallon, and we welcome you in to the Cullip Jennings Florist pregame show. Cullip Jennings Florist, a staple in the Collinsville area, has been for generations. They're located at 517 West Clay Street. Stop in for weekly specials. Right now, it's all about Christmas, and you know that means poinsettias. So stop in for your special Christmas plants, and if you have anything else that you need in your mind that you need to get for the Christmas holidays, I'm sure Cullip Jennings Florist can help you out with that. Plants, flowers, and all kinds of gifts. Give them a call, 344-0404, or online at cullipjennings.com. Well, Collinsville and the Lady Kahawks come into this contest pretty much having things going in their direction since the season started. And that season started with the Triad Invitational. That was back earlier in this month. The season opener, the girls finished third out of 10 teams in that particular invitational. Then the next match the girls had was the beginning of the Southwestern Conference schedule. That was on December the 2nd, and Collinsville won that one as well. They beat Edwardsville. The boys and the girls swept Edwardsville just a couple of days later. And then this past weekend, the Lady Kahawks took first place out of 20 teams at the Abe Lincoln Invitational in Springfield. They had a 30-pin advantage over second place O'Fallon. And the boys, they ended up finishing in second place in that same tournament, and they finished 91 pins behind, you guessed it, O'Fallon. So this is going to be a pretty good matchup here, both on the boys' side and the girls' side. I actually have the girls right in front of me, right in the middle of your screen on lanes 9 and 10. The varsity boys will be right next to them, and then the JV girls and boys will be on the lanes over farther to the right-hand side. So we're concentrating on the girls today, but of course we'll keep an eye on the boys, and we'll take our first break here on the Cullip Jennings Flores pregame show. When we come back, we'll talk things over with Collinsville head coach Sean Hay. We'll do that next on the Kahok Sports Network.
Collipp Jennings Flores, a Collinsville original since 1939. Collipp Jennings Flores has a wide variety of green and blooming plants, specializing in all designs, from traditional to trend settings. Collipp Jennings Flores is of course your place for beautiful flowers, suitable for any occasion. From anniversaries to birthdays, graduations to weddings, Collipp Jennings Flores is there for any life's major moments. Collipp Jennings Flores, 517 West Clay Street in Collinsville. Call 344-0404 or online at collipjennings.com.
And once again, we welcome you back into the Cullip Jennings Flores pregame show here at Camelot Bowl as the Collinsville Kahawks getting ready to take on the O'Fallon Panthers, and both the boys and the girls are in action, but we're going to concentrate on the girls today. And joining us now is Collinsville head coach Sean Hay. Coach, man, I tell you what, I was paying attention to all the Facebook updates you guys were giving over the weekend at the Abe Lincoln tournament, man. Sounds like both the boys and the girls just had a wonderful time.
Oh, yeah, we're having a great time right now. Our main focus this year has to do with our mindset, and I'm telling you, it's making a big difference in our just whole demeanor, approach to things. It's working out really well.
Yeah, and we were just talking off air a minute ago, but I was just mentioning on air, the girls took first place. O'Fallon finished in second. O'Fallon took first place on the boys' side, and Collinsville finished in second. So we're talking about a rematch of teams that just faced each other 2 days ago.
You're right, and I like our chances because we were without Ethan Gardner this weekend, who is our number one bowler right now. So now that we got our number one bowler back, I'd like to see what happens when we go head-to-head today.
All right, we're talking about the girls' side of things. So Ashley Thillman, Caitlin Ennis, they finished in the top 10 in the Abe Lincoln tournament. Mm-hmm. Even though you didn't get anybody in the top 5, finishing in first place was still doable.
Oh, for sure. No, we've got this really is a team. I mean, they truly are. At any one day, we get a different hero, and it's pretty cool. The good news about depending on a star is that the star usually does it. That's why they're a star. But the bad news is if the star has a bad day, your team struggles. And so we've got anybody can step up at any time, and no one's going to be surprised by it. So
yeah,
that's an awesome team thing.
You go back to the Triad tournament that started the season, and your top 2 bowlers were Brandy Stewart and Courtney Bear. So you had 2 different bowlers in the top 10 in that tournament, and then 2 different bowlers this past weekend. So there is your continuity.
For sure.
So tell me about your girls' team and what's so special about them.
Well, one, they're very experienced. When they were most of this core, when they were freshmen, they were thrust into varsity just because of how the years went. And so they've got a lot of experience. The first year they didn't make it to state, and they realized that they wanted to be there. They worked hard in the offseason to get to state. The second year, last year, they made it to state. They saw what it took to win, and they got more motivated and came back. And we talked about that last time that we talked. So now this year, they've all worked diligently to make themselves better bowlers, and we're starting to see the result of that. And another thing that they're just cohesive as a team. A lot of teams, boys and girls, usually have a little infighting. This person's a little bit mad at that. You put a group of teenagers together, you're going to get some fights, but this group is really, really cohesive. I mean, they're looking to get each other's back because they know in order to win, the person next to them needs to do well as them.
Now, what makes this a little bit more special in beating O'Fallon yesterday was that the girls' O'Fallon Panthers team are the reigning champions. So you knocked off the champions in a tournament, and you get a chance to face them here again today. What scares you the most about the O'Fallon girls?
Oh, their top 3 bowlers are still ridiculously great. They finished. They were key members of their team last year for what they were able to do, and you saw in this tournament they're the 3 of the top 5. They are dominating boulders, and if they were on the O'Fallon's boys team, they would start for their boys team. They are really, really solid bowlers. Mary Orff, Natalie Heltney, and Grace Braswell are 3 top-notch bowlers for sure. I'll be honest, I don't know the other 2 as much. I haven't had a chance to really see them in action as much, but I know those top 3 will carry that team and make them competitive in any location.
Well, you'll get a chance to look at them here tonight. Okay, real quick on the boys' side, how do you see this matchup with O'Fallon?
It's going to be tight, always is. I mean, we've played all of our matches tight this year. This is a good team. They are clearly capable of throwing high 1100s like they did at the end of the tournament this past weekend. Typically, O'Fallon bowls well in this house, so we look for it to be a knockdown dragout.
All right, thanks for the visit. We'll talk to you after match number 1.
All right, sounds good.
Thank you. That is Sean Hay, your Collinsville Kahok bowling head coach, both the boys and the girls side. We will take a break here on the Cullip Jennings Flores pregame show, and when we come back, we will set the starting 5 for each team, Collinsville versus O'Fallon, and that'll come your way next on the Kahok Sports Network.
Collipp Jennings Flores, a Collinsville original since 1939. Collipp Jennings Flores has a wide variety of green and blooming plants, specializing in all designs, from traditional to trend settings. Collipp Jennings Flores is of course your place for beautiful flowers, suitable for any occasion, from anniversaries to birthdays, graduations to weddings. Collipp Jennings Flores is there for any life's major moments. Collipp Jennings Flores, 517 West Clay Street in Collinsville. Call 344-0404 or online at collipjennings.com.
Cafe Agape serves up some of the best sandwiches, burgers, pork steaks, meatloaf, and more in Collinsville. And yes, they do catering, wedding receptions, luncheons, business meetings, and more. And Cafe Agape is your destination for all of your holiday and party favorites, both main courses and delicious sides. Cafe Agape, check them out at 703 St. Louis Road, or check out the lunch buffet at the Columbus Plaza location on 157 in Collinsville. Call Cafe Agape at 345-CAFE, 345-2233. Yes, they still cater. Cafe Agape, that's some good eats.
At Visionary Wealth Advisors, we empower you to see your future before it's your future, to create your inheritance, to build your vision, to anticipate the known and unknown, and to find potential in both, and build new dawns. Visionary Wealth Advisors.
The people of Illinois welcome you. The folks in Collinsville, Illinois, well, they want you to stick around for a while and enjoy the sights, the fun, the food, and of course, the Collinsville Kahoks. The city of Collinsville is a proud supporter of the Collinsville Unit 10 School District. So welcome to Collinsville. Come on over, catch a Kahoks game, or enjoy some of the new places to eat, shop, and have fun. There's plenty to do for the young and the young at heart. Enjoy Christmas at the Collins House during the holidays, tunes that bloom in the warm summer months, and more. There's plenty to do in Collinsville, so come on over for a bit. The folks in Collinsville would love to see you. For more information, go to www.collinsville.org. Lakeside Roofing in Collinsville. Let the professionals at Lakeside Roofing protect your most important investment, your home or business. Have the elements taken a toll on your roof system? Notice a leaking roof? Maybe it's time for a free roof inspection. Regular maintenance can extend the life of your roofing system by 10 years or more. Lakeside Roofing is your winning team for commercial and residential roofing systems. Lakeside All-Star professionals have installed, repaired, and maintained hundreds of roofs on both sides of the river. Call Lakeside Roofing today at 618-344-2800 in Collinsville or 314-241-5253 or online at lakesideroofing.com. Choose experience, choose Lakeside.
Collipp Jennings Flores, a Collinsville original since 1939. Collip Jennings Florist has a wide variety of green and blooming plants, specializing in all designs, from traditional to trend settings. Collip Jennings Florist is of course your place for beautiful flowers, suitable for any occasion, from anniversaries to birthdays, graduations to weddings. Collip Jennings Florist is there for any life's major moments. Collip Jennings Florist, 517 West Clay Street in Collinsville. Call 344-0404 or online at collipjennings.com.
Once again, welcome back to Camelot Lanes here on the Kahok Sports Network. We're getting you ready for Collinsville and O'Fallon. Some girls varsity bowling action, and let's talk about some more of the Collinsville Kahawks, shall we? We told you about some of the tournaments and some of the games that they've already played. Ashley Tillman, 7th place in the tournament. She was 85 pins behind the leader this past Saturday in Springfield at the Abe Lincoln tournament. Caitlin Ennis was in 8th place. She was 92 pins behind the leader. Courtney Bear, was in 13th place with a 966, and then you had Mackenzie Hunter with a 931. Brandy Stewart just ahead of her with a 966. The team totals for that tournament, first game 961, then they really stepped it up, did the girls. 1,066 pins in match number 2, 1,027 in match number 3. A little bit of a fall off after lunch. 928 for match 4, then 907 for match 5, and then back up to 1,000 for match number 6. We told you the girls opened the season at the Triad Invitational. They finished 3rd out of 10 teams. Brandy Stewart finished in 7th place. Courtney Bear finished in 8th. You had Ashley Tillman finished in 13th, and Caitlin Ennis finished in 16th in that one. The girls beat Belleville West in the Southwestern Conference opener. That was back on December the 2nd. Brandy Stewart shot a team-high 650, while Courtney Bear shot a 613, and then 2 days later, they ended up going 2-0 in conference play as they beat Edwardsville on a sweep. Ashley Tillman led the way with a 619. Caitlin Ennis had a 598, and she bowled 2 games. That was over 200. O'Fallon, they're coached by Garrett Spencer. He's in his 14th year, and of course, as we mentioned, the Lady Panthers are the defending girls champions in the state of Illinois. So the Lady Kahawks have taken 3rd and 1st in their 2 tournaments so far this year. Here are your starters for Collinsville, and this is in order. Brandy Stewart, the junior, will start first. Mackenzie Hunter, the senior, will go second. Caitlin Ennis, the junior, will bowl in the 3rd spot. Ashley Tillman, the junior, will bowl 4th, and the anchor spot is being held down by a sophomore, and that is Courtney Bear. For O'Fallon, Natalie Heltney will begin things for O'Fallon, followed by Ellie Gordon. Alea Montante will bowl in the 3 spot. Grace Braswell, as you heard the coach mention her name in the pregame show, bowls in the 4th spot, and then the senior leader and the anchor for O'Fallon is Mary Orff. And those are your starters for both Collinsville and O'Fallon. We'll take our final break here in the Collip Jennings Florist pregame show. When we come back, we'll have some bowling action for you. We're a little bit behind. The senior citizen circuit took a little longer to finish up than normally, and then, of course, we had to re-oil the lanes. So once all that was said and done, I think the kids finally got out here and started taking their warm-up tosses around 3:35. So this was supposed to be a 3:30 start. We're going to be a little bit behind, but nevertheless, we'll get it done. And we're back with more in a moment on the Kahok Sports Network.
Collip Jennings Florist, a Collinsville original since 1939. Collip Jennings Florist has a wide variety of green and blooming plants, specializing in all designs, from traditional to trend settings. Collip Jennings Florist is of course your place for beautiful flowers, suitable for any occasion, from anniversaries to birthdays, graduations to weddings. Collip Jennings Florist is there for any life's major moments. Collip Jennings Florist, 517 West Clay Street in Collinsville. Call 344-0404 or online at collipjennings.com.
Code 3 Barbecue Supply, home of Code 3 Spices, is first responder owned by proud Kahok alums. Located at 302 East Main Street, Code 3 Barbecue Supply is your home for one-of-a-kind, everything barbecue headquarters, providing the best American-made barbecue grills, smokers, rubs, sauces, accessories, and cooking expertise from professional barbecue experts. Code 3 Spices provides award-winning rubs and sauces and donates 25 cents a unit sold to first responder and military organizations to aid the fallen and assist with suicide prevention and PTSD awareness. Stop on by. See the guys at Code 3 Barbecue Supply for all of your cooking and grilling needs. Code 3 Barbecue Supply, home of the Memphis in May first place world champion Patriot sauce. Learn more about their products and mission in giving back to those who serve at code3spices.com.
Pace Design and Construction in Maryville. Whether building a new home, making an addition to the home you currently own, or finally getting around to that remodeling job you've been putting off, Pace Design and Construction in Maryville can help. Pace Design and Construction is a building and remodeling contractor you can trust. They provide the highest quality, they are dedicated to their customers, and are committed to completing your project on time and within budget. Pace Design and Construction in Maryville. Give them a call at 618-407-5466, online at pacedesignconstruct.com, or on Facebook at Pace Construction Design.
Call Up Jennings Florist, a Collinsville original since 1939. Call Up Jennings Florist has a wide variety of green and blooming plants, specializing in all designs, from traditional to trend settings. Call Up Jennings Florist is of course your place for beautiful flowers, suitable for any occasion. From anniversaries to birthdays, graduations to weddings, Call Up Jennings Florist is there for any life's major moments. Call Up Jennings Florist, 517 West Clay Street in Collinsville. Call 344-0404 or online at callupjennings.com.
And once again, welcome back to Camelot Bowl. I am Todd Duke. Glad you're with us here on the Kahok Sports Network. I'm going to have to leave you alone here for a minute. I didn't want to do that during commercials and have you stare at a black screen for a while, so I'll have you at least look at some practice throws going on by both the boys and the girls while I step aside to, take care of a little personal business. So I'll be back in just a moment. Now, once again, welcome back to Camelot Bowl here in Collinsville. We are just about ready to go. Collinsville taking on O'Fallon. Let me take my perch here and stand up on a chair for the next 3 hours or so. Ow. And try not to fall. All right. So we are here following the girls tonight, or this afternoon, if you will, and they are on lanes 9 and 10. Those are the first two lanes that are lit up. And here is Natalie Heltney. She gets things started for O'Fallon, and she does so with a strike, and we are underway. So the girls are on 9 and 10, the first two lanes that have the pins lit up right in the middle of the screen. The next two lanes on your right, that's the boys' varsity. We'll keep an eye on that, but we're going to pay attention to the girls as Brandy Stewart gets things going for Collinsville and leaves up the 7-pin. Here is Ellie Gordon for O'Fallon now on lane 10 as we're underway. Each team has had one bowler, and Ellie Gordon leaves that 5-pin sitting right in the middle. Brandy Stewart has to pick up that 7-pin. Over on lane 9, here's that opportunity. She'll take care of the spare. And Ellie Gordon, the senior for O'Fallon, trying to pick up that 5-pin. All right in the middle. She'll pick it up as Mackenzie Hunter. Do we have that right? Strike for Collinsville over on 9. And here is Alea Montante, and she puts it in the gutter and looks very confused in the process. So she was second? Okay. So you're just swapping the two out? Okay, I got you. That's what I thought. All right, so it's Caitlin Ennis who bowled second for Collinsville. And then, or now Mackenzie Hunter will go up. First, Alea Montante picks up her spare, or tries to pick up a spare after she hit a gutter ball, and now Mackenzie Hunter is picking up her spare. I'll get it right. All right, here is Grace Braswell on lane number 10 for O'Fallon. And she'll take care of all of them as well. So now Ashley Tillman on lane number 9 for Collinsville. Oh, she'll leave up a little bit of a split there. And now Mary Orff, the anchor for O'Fallon, throws it down 10. And she'll leave up the 10-pin. Here is Ashley Tillman trying to do something with that spare. She'll take 2 of the 4 down and leave 2 up. So now Courtney Bear, the anchor for Collinsville, the sophomore, will finish up frame number 1 for Collinsville over on lane number 9. And she'll leave a pin up. Leaving up that 8-pin as Mary Orff for O'Fallon will finish out her team's frame number 1, trying to pick up that 10-pin spare. And she does. Courtney Bear trying to do the same thing with that leftover 8-pin. On the way, and she'll take care of that. And 1 frame is in the books, and after 1 frame, Collinsville trailing O'Fallon by 1 pin, 49 to 48. So we'll switch sides. O'Fallon will head over to lane number 9, and Collinsville over here on lane number 10. And it'll be Brandy Stewart who will get the second frame started here for the ladies. Yep. Happens all the time. Those pins fall right in between the other two pins. It still amazes me the way these pins fly around each other, or sometimes don't fly around each other and still stay up, as Natalie Heltney has started off with 2 straight strikes for the O'Fallon Lady Panthers. So Brandy Stewart needs to pick up her spare to try and keep pace here. And that one will work as Ellie Gordon gets ready to bowl on lane number 9. Ball never did curve for her. Kind of stayed straight on that 3-pin. So here is Caitlin Ennis, the junior, on lane number 10 here for Collinsville. And she'll take care of all of them on lane 10. Caitlin just finished 8th in the Abe Lincoln tournament, as Ellie Gordon tries to pick up her spare, and she will. And now Mackenzie Hunter for Collinsville on lane 10. That's good. Back-to-back strikes here by Collinsville, as Alea Montante rolls it up on 9 and leaves the 4-pin as the only pin standing. Ashley Tillman on lane 10 for Collinsville. And she'll leave the 10-pin up. Boys right now are just ready to complete frame number 2. And a 150 to 150 tie score after 2 complete frames for the boys. Montante on lane 9 trying to pick up that 8-pin. And she will. That ball had a little bit of a curve on it at the last second. It veered left to take care of that spare. Ashley Tillman has a spare of her own to pick up over here on lane 10. She has pin number 10 left, and she'll take care of that one. Grace Braswell started her game off with a strike in the first frame. Bowls on lane number 9 in the second frame, and back-to-back strikes for young Miss Braswell, as Courtney Bear lets her rip down 10 for Collinsville, and another strike for the Kahawks. Now Mary Orff to finish things out here in frame number 2. Collinsville with 3 strikes and 2 spares in that second frame. And Mary Orff does the same thing, as that last 7-pin finally falls down. So 3 strikes and 2 spares for each teams in the second frame. And Collinsville, they're now up by 1 pin, 136 to 135. We'll switch them up again. Brandy Stewart down 9 takes care of it. That's her first strike after starting off this first match with 2 straight spares. So now we'll see if Natalie Heltney can match, as Heltney is looking for a turkey to start off her night or afternoon. Most of my games are at night, so I'm used to saying night. And she does just that, a turkey to start for Natalie Heltney. And Caitlin Ennis ready to go for the Kahawks on lane 9. She was coming off a strike and leaves that 7-pin standing. Here's Ellie Gordon on lane 10 for O'Fallon. She has that slow-moving ball, and it did turn on her and hit the head pin, but got too much of it, and she leaves up a 4-pin split. 4 and 7 on one side, 6 and 10 on the other. Here is Caitlin Ennis trying to pick up that 7-pin for Collinsville on lane 9, and she will. And this looks to be the first open frame for O'Fallon here on lane 10 as Ellie Gordon has a split to deal with. She'll almost rolled that one in the gutter. The only thing she got was the 10 pin, so she'll leave 3 standing, and that'll help Collinsville extend that lead maybe. Here is Mackenzie Hunter, and she'll take care of another strike. That's back-to-back strikes for Mackenzie. And now Elena Montante on lane 10. She'll take care of a strike as well as Ashley Tillman rolls it down 9. She'll leave up the 10 pin. I believe this is our last bowling match until the calendar flips over to 2020. Here's Grace Braswell for O'Fallon. She'll leave up a couple over on the left side, the 4 and the 7, as Tillman picks up her spare over on 9. Courtney Bear makes it back-to-back strikes for Collinsville and herself as Grace Braswell picks up her spare over on 10. And now it's up to Mary Orff to close out frame number 3. Our next bowling match is not until the 8th of January. We'll be covering the girls again here against Alton on that day. So this is our last look at girls bowling in the year 2019 as Orff leaves up the 10 pin. And Collinsville will fall behind after this last one thrown by Orff, unless, of course, she misses it, because right now it's tied at 244 each. Nathan Hayes trying to tell Mary, go ahead, go ahead. Orff is ready to go. And she'll pick up that spare, and that will give O'Fallon the lead. So O'Fallon led by 1 after 1. Collinsville led by 1 after 2. And after 3 frames, O'Fallon back in front by 2. 246 to 244. Boys are in the middle of their 4th frame. If I can remember to look over there after the 4th frame finishes up, I'll let you know what's going on. Here's Brandy Stewart as we switch lanes once again on lane number 10. Brandy lets it fly. And Brandy looking for back-to-back strikes after 2 spares to start the day off with, and she does get that as Natalie Heltney over on 9 lets her fly, and she'll pick up a strike as well. And for Natalie Heltney, she has 4 straight strikes to start off her afternoon. Caitlin Ennis on lane 10 for Collinsville. And good enough for another strike for Caitlin. She now has 3 strikes and a spare in this first matchup. Here is Ellie Gordon for O'Fallon on lane 9. And she'll leave herself a little bit of a split, leaving up that 2 and that 7. It's doable. As Mackenzie Hunter lets hers rip down number 10. And Mackenzie keeps the streak going. She has a turkey. There is Ellie Gordon trying to pick up this 2-7 split. And she'll get too much of the front part of number 2, and it will go straight back instead of into the 7 pin. So another open frame for O'Fallon as Ashley Tillman lets it rip down number 10. She's got a bit of a split too. The 2-8 sleeper plus the 1 pin in front of it, and then the 10 pin left over there. There is Aaliyah Montane, and she'll leave the 10 pin up. Tillman trying to pick up that split. Good job. Excellent pickup by the Kahok junior, Ashley Tillman. Tillman has 3 straight spares after starting with an open frame. There's the spare picked up by Alea Montante, and now Courtney Bear bowls for Collinsville on lane 10. She'll pick up a strike. And Collinsville, that frame, they get, well, every time I look up there, there's something going on over the thing there. Turkey for Bear, and Grace Braswell leaves up 3 in a row. 3, 6, 10 pins are still standing. Collinsville with 4 strikes and a spare in that frame. Collinsville is finished with their 4th frame as we await the number 4 bowler, Grace Braswell, to finish up over here on lane number 9, and she'll leave a pin standing as well. So Mary Orff becomes the final bowler here in frame number 4. After 4 on the boys' side, Collinsville trailing O'Fallon 392 to 362. Or maybe I got that backwards. Find out here as soon as... Well, it fell down. We do have that backwards, so it's 392 to 362 for Collinsville, and here is Mary Orff with a strike on 9 to complete 4 frames for the girls. And after 4, Collinsville jumps back out front, 360 pins to 341. 2 open frames for O'Fallon in that 4th frame, while Collinsville ended up with 4 strikes and a spare. So here is Brandy Stewart getting the 5th frame started on lane number 9. That one's a strike. That's a turkey for Brandy Stewart. There's Natalie Heltney on 10 for the Lady Panthers, and she will also take care of them. So a perfect game thus far for Heltney. 5 frames, 5 strikes. Caitlin Ennis on 9 for the Kahawks. And she'll roll a strike as well. Back-to-back strikes by Stewart and Ennis to start off frame number 5. Ellie Gordon on 10 for O'Fallon. A couple of times we've seen that slow rolling ball leave up some splits. She has the 1, 3, and then the 7 to deal with. Here is Mackenzie Hunter on 9 for O'Fallon. She'll leave the 10 pin up. Ellie Gordon trying to pick up that spare on 10. She has it heading in the right direction, but everything's swept right around that 7 pin. Mackenzie Hunter trying to pick up that 10 pin, and she does. 2 strikes and a spare in this 5th frame for Collinsville, while O'Fallon already has an open frame that followed the strike, the 5th strike of the first match for Natalie Heltney. Here is Alea Montante, and she'll leave up 3 pins. Meanwhile, Ashley Tillman over on 9 lets it roll for Collinsville, and another strike for the Kahawks. That's 3 in this frame, and that's the first one of the afternoon for young Miss Tillman. Montante trying to pick up her spare on 10. And Courtney Bear couldn't get all of them to fall, but Montante picks up her spare. Courtney Bear looking for 4 strikes in a row after a turkey in frames 2, 3, and 4. She started off the match with a spare. Bear takes care of it. Here is Grace Braswell for O'Fallon. she will leave up the 10 pin. There was a pin rolling over toward there, but there was one with the top of the pin sticking out of the gutter that would prevent it from rolling all the way. So Braswell has the 10 pin to pick up. And then Mary Orff will close out frame number 5. After 5 on the boys' side, Collinsville leads 5-12 to 448. Braswell picks up her spare, and now Mary Orff set to close out the 5th frame. Orff is very deliberate in her bowling routine, and there you go. That's the reason why. Strike closes out things in the 5th, and as we head to the 6th, Collinsville up by 60 pins, 487 to 427. Brandy Stewart will start frame number 6 off for Collinsville. On lane 10. And she will pick up yet another strike. That's 4 in a row for Brandy Stewart. And here is Natalie Heltney over on 9 for O'Fallon. She has a perfect game going thus far. 5 strikes, 5 frames. See if she can keep that going here. Here is her try down lane number 9. And she will. 6 for 6. Well, now a pin came all the way out over on lane number 9, so somebody's going to have to go out there and get that one before anyone can continue to bowl. Meanwhile, Caitlin Ennis on lane 10 will leave up the 10 pin, and that snaps 2 in a row for Miss Ennis. She started off this match with 2 strikes, spare in the middle in the 3rd frame, and then back-to-back strikes in the 4th and the 5th. Now we'll have somebody go out there and take care of that pin. You're not supposed to walk on that wood with tennis shoes on, are you? Ennis on lane 10 trying to pick up that spare. That puts things behind over on the O'Fallon side after Heltney picked up her strike. And Ennis, just at the last moment, had that ball drop off into the gutter. So that's the first open frame for Ennis. And on 9, Ellie Gordon leaves herself another bit of a predicament there. Here's Mackenzie Hunter on 10 for Collinsville, and she'll bowl another strike. 4, 5, 7 pin left over here for Ellie Gordon on 9. For Collinsville, that open frame by Caitlin Ennis is the first open frame by Collinsville. Well, Gordon got that 5 pin, but couldn't get enough kickoff of it on the left-hand side to take care of the other 2. Meanwhile, Ashley Tillman just got strike number 6 in a row. Oh, excuse me, not 6. 4, I want to say now. No, it was 4. Maybe it's 5. These little things they got on the screens block you out from the scores. Can't see them. There is Courtney Bear on lane 10 for Collinsville. She'll pick up another strike. So Collinsville's 6th frame is complete. As Alea Montante has got a 1, 2, and 4 pin left to deal with over on lane 9. For Bear, she has 4 strikes and 2 spares. And Montante picks up her spare, and now we wait on Grace Braswell and Mary Orff to finish things off here in the 6th. A little bit of delay over on the O'Fallon side in this 6th frame with a rogue pin out in the middle of the lane, as Braswell leaves a group right in the middle. Each team has an open frame here in this 6th. Ellie Gordon and Caitlin Ennis, both of the number 2 bowlers for their teams, had open frames here in this 6th. And now Grace Braswell will try to pick up her spare on 9. She will. Well, now it's up to Mary Orff. They're into the 7th frame already on the boys' side. Here is Orff, ready to go for O'Fallon. She stands all the way back on the edge. There she is coming into your picture now. And she will end the 6th with a strike. That is her 3rd in a row for a turkey. And as we head into frame number 7, Collinsville leads 6:04 to 5:29. They'll switch up sides once again, and ready to go over here on lane number 9 is Brandy Stewart for Collinsville. She'll pick up a strike. That would be 5 in a row for Brandy Stewart. Here is Natalie Heltney, the one who has the perfect game going right now, looking for strike number 7 in a row as we begin frame number 7. She wobbles on that 7-pin. Caitlin Ennis on lane 9. I don't think I've ever hit 6 strikes in a row. Maybe on the Wii bowling system. Oh, no, Ennis is going to have herself a split. 8 and the 10 pin are still out there, so it is doable. There's enough room on that left side of the number 8 pin to kick it over into that 10, but it has to be almost a perfect shot. Meanwhile, here is Heltney for O'Fallon trying to pick up her 7 pin. She does. Now Ennis on lane 9. Has that spin. Nope, hit it head on. Ellie Gordon. Ellie started off with 2 straight spares and then 4 straight frames with an open frame. She'll leave up another little split. Here's Mackenzie Hunter on 9 for Collinsville. She'll leave up the 6 and the 10. Ellie Gordon's having a little rough go of it here. That is the 3rd straight split for the senior Ellie Gordon here for O'Fallon. Last time she had the same split, she got it right in between them. This time she hits the 2 pins to make them split each way, but left that 7 pin standing. Mackenzie Hunter going for her spare. She'll only hit the 6 pin and leave the 10 standing, so it's been a while for, well, now it's back-to-back open frames as Ennis and Hunter left back-to-back open frames here in the 7th. Here is Montante for O'Fallon on 10. Good enough for a strike. Ashley Tillman on 9, and she'll leave a split. Man, splits are becoming a little bit too regular here. This will give O'Fallon a chance to climb back into this one. Might have the possibility of 3 open frames here, or actually, I think maybe more than that. Here is her try. Yep, this will be the 3rd. Ooh, almost did it. 3rd open frame in a row for Collinsville. After Brandy Stewart started off the 7th with a strike, Ennis, Hunter, and Tillman have left pin standing. Grace Braswell will try to take advantage of that over here on 10. And she does. Here is Courtney Bear on 9, the last bowler for Collinsville here in this frame, and another split. Man, oh man. 7-10, the ugliest split you can get. Mary Orff, she can see it as she gets herself ready over here on 10. Orff is ready. And it's on the way. Oh, left up 1. Courtney Bear has a bear of a split to pick up. Looks like she's taking aim for that 7-pin, and it goes in the gutter at the last second. So 4 straight open frames for Collinsville after Brandy Stewart started us off well in the 7th with a strike. And Mary Orff trying to pick up her spare here, trying to take care of that 9-pin. Collinsville will still have the lead, but that lead will shrink after this frame. Orff picks up her spare. And after 7 frames in the book, Collinsville still out front, 7:02 to 6:36. So we head to the 8th frame. Okay. And another strike by Brandy Stewart. That is 6 in a row. Here is Natalie Heltney, who had a perfect game interrupted in her last frame, and the same pin. The 7-pin stands 2 frames in a row for the O'Fallon senior. Here's Caitlin Ennis on 10 for Collinsville. Boys are almost finished with 8 frames. We're just starting the 8th on the girls' side. Here is Ennis, who has been victimized by a couple of open frames in her last 2 throws, but not this time. And Heltney picks up back-to-back spares. Mackenzie Hunter gets ready on lane 10 for Collinsville. Mackenzie will roll down 10. Will leave up the 3, 6, and the 10. Ellie Gordon on 9. 3 straight frames with splits for young Miss Gordon. And look at that. She gets another one, but this one a little bit more doable than the last few she's had. Matter of fact, if she didn't have that extra pin out there on her last roll, she would have picked up that spare right there. There's Mackenzie Hunter trying to pick up her spare on 10. She'll leave the 10. Ellie Gordon has the 4 and the 5 pin still standing up over on 9. She can squeeze that in between both of them. She'll probably hit just enough to knock both of them down. That's what she's doing, and only got the 5 pin. So that is a lot of open frames here for Ellie Gordon. She's having a rough start. Meanwhile, Ashley Tillman picks up another strike. She's warmed up a little bit since the beginning of this match. Leah Montante over on lane number 9 for O'Fallon. She'll leave 4 of them up. Here's Courtney Bear for Collinsville on lane 10. She'll take care of some strikes as well. And Collinsville finished here in the 8th. Montante ready to go on lane number 9 for O'Fallon, trying to pick up her spare. She will. Got that kickback on that front pin. And now Grace Braswell for O'Fallon. Collinsville's already finished with their 8th frame, and they sit at 771 right now with 2 bowlers left for O'Fallon. Braswell. Oh, heaves a split as well. Boy, it's been Splitsville over here on these lanes. So Braswell gets out a different ball to try to pick up this split. It's on the way and only got the 10 pin. I knew what she was trying to do. She was trying to hit that 6 pin over on the far right-hand side to slide it over into the 4, but it didn't work. So now Mary Orff is the last bowler here in frame number 8. Boys are almost finished with frame number 9. Mary Orff. Down 9. And she'll leave up the 7 pin. So Orff has 1 pin to pick up. And then we will head to the 9th on the girls' side as well. Orff is very deliberate. Takes her time. And that's why. She has no open frames at all. 4 strikes, 4 spares. And through 8, Collinsville leading 771 to 719. Boys side almost finished with the 9th. Matter of fact, just one more bowler to go, and we'll give you an update on that score. Here is Brandy Stewart, and she has now hit 7 strikes in a row. Natalie Heltney had 6 in a row before she ran into a couple of spares. She gets ready to go on lane number 10. And her roll is on the way as well. And she'll leave up 1 again. There's a spinning pin back there, but it won't hit that number 4 pin. On the boys' side, they are going to the 10th frame. Collinsville leads 935 to 811 as Caitlin Ennis picks up a strike over on 9 for Collinsville. That'll break a string of a couple in a row. A couple of opens in a row for young Miss Ennis. Here is Heltney trying to pick up her 3rd straight spare after 6 straight strikes to start off this match. She will. And Mackenzie Hunter over on 9 leaves that 5 pin. They say when you leave the 5 pin standing, that was a very well-placed ball. But I always say, well, it wasn't well enough, was it? 5 pin still up. Here's Ellie Gordon for O'Fallon, who has struggled here on the onset. And this time she leaves up just 1. At least it's not a split. She had 3 in a row. And 5 open frames in a row. So she has a chance to break that trend here on this next throw. Mackenzie Hunter picks up her spare on 9. And now Ellie Gordon trying to pick up her spare on 10. She will. I'm happy for her. That breaks a streak of not too good bowling from a score standpoint, but she's been victimized by some splits. Well, Ashley Tillman left herself the 7 pin over on lane 9. There is Alea Montante for the Lady Panthers on 10. That's good for a strike. Tillman on 9 will take care of that 7 pin for a spare. And now each team, or excuse me, O'Fallon still has Braswell and Orff to go. Collinsville just has Bear. And Courtney is ready to go on lane number 9. A lot easier for the girls over on 9 because they don't have anyone on 8 throwing, so they don't have anybody to wait for over there. But when you're on 10, you got to wait for the boys to get through. Here's Braswell on 10. Hits that head pin on the left-hand side, moved that. Oh, now it got knocked down when the thing came down to collect the pin. So they're going to have to correct that one by hand. There is Bear, and she'll take care of the rest of them over on 9. And they'll have to correct the score on Grace Braswell and put another pin down there for her. I believe that was I want to say it was the 8 pin that got moved all the way over into the 9 pin slot. Almost, apparently not enough because when the pin setter came down, it knocked it down, so it wasn't in a spot for a hole. So, nope, that was on the wrong lane, dude. That is Clay Hartman down there. Took second place a few years ago for the boys bowling team. Also was a member of the boys soccer team. He has since graduated. So now he has to go over to lane 10 and do the same thing. He is resetting up that. I'm going to put it in the 8-pin spot. So Collinsville's all finished with their 9th frame. Now we have to wait for Grace Braswell to pick up that 8-pin. Or at least try to. And she does. So now Mary Orff will close out the 9th frame for both of these teams. Orff. On 10. Leaves up the 10. Orff has one more coming her way. And then we'll switch lanes for the 10th and final frame here in match number 1. Orff lets it go, and she misses it. First open frame for Mary Orff here in this first matchup. And as we go to the 10th, Collinsville has the lead, 871 to 796. One more bowler on each side for the boys, and they'll be finished with their first matchup. Here's Brandy Stewart, working on 7 strikes in a row for Collinsville. Make that 8. There is Natalie Heltney, who's working on a fantastic game herself. Heltney's her first throw in the 10th frame is going to be a strike. She has finally broken that string of 3 straight spares after 6 straight strikes to start things off with. Stewart ready with her second one here on the 10th frame. That's got too much head pin. Natalie Heltney with her second throw in the 10th. Heltney knocks them all down again, and she'll have one more opportunity. First, Brandy Stewart will take her final throw here in this first match. Yeah, got the pin on. The pin's on the left. Leaves up the number 10 pin, and Brandy Stewart will finish with a stellar 264 here in this first match. Heltney, her last throw, picks up a strike. She got a turkey in the 10th, and she'll finish with a 257. So Stewart will win that head-to-head battle. Here is Caitlin Ennis on 10 for Collinsville. She'll leave up the 10 pin, and we'll need to pick that one up for the extra ball. First, Ellie Gordon. And that 7-pin move, but didn't quite go down, so I think about 5 of her frames here for Ellie Gordon have been splits. Caitlin Ennis trying to pick up that 10 pin over here on 10. She will. Thought that was going to go to the gutter for a minute. Ellie Gordon down 9. Would like to pick up this spare to give herself one more ball for the day, and she will. That's a nice pickup. Things are finally starting to turn around here for the young senior for O'Fallon, Ellie Gordon. Innes, one more throw to end game number 1 for her. And she'll knock down 9 of the 10. Here is Ellie Gordon's last throw in match number 1. And she'll leave up that 7-pin. So, Mackenzie Hunter ends up with a 203. And Ellie Gordon ends up with a 119. So there's 2 head-to-head matchups that Collinsville wins. Boys won 1,108 pins for the Collinsville Kahoks to 980 for O'Fallon. Here's Mackenzie Hunter on lane number 10, and she will have to pick up a spare to get an extra ball. All right, as Alea Montante throws it down 9, and she will have a harder time. She'll have to pick up that split, which is 4-7 on the left-hand side and the 10-pin on the right. So the boys are already finished with their first match. Girls are right in the middle of the 10th frame, trying to finish up theirs. Mackenzie Hunter has an easier time to pick up her spare than Alea Montante will, but Mackenzie couldn't do it. And Miss Hunter will end up with a 182. Montante couldn't pick up her split, so she's finished in match number 1. And she ends up with a 171, while Ashley Tillman picks up a strike. While Grace Braswell throws her first shot in the 10th frame down lane number 9, and she'll leave the 7-pin standing. And then roll those eyes like, how dare you? Here's Ashley Tillman. I get those eye rolls from my 15-year-old daughter. Tillman down 10, and she'll pick up another strike. She had a little pick-me-up right in the middle of that first matchup where she started getting some strikes after she started off with an open frame and then 3 straight spares. Braswell trying to get one extra throw. She will. Over on lane 9. Tillman on 10 with her final throw of this first match. And she'll be just a little off that head pin and knock down 8 of them. And Ashley Tillman will end up with a 186. Braswell's last throw is on the way. She'll leave up 1. And that will give her a 175. So far, Collinsville has won each head-to-head matchup. With only the anchor throwers left, here is Courtney Bear on 10 for Collinsville. Got a little bit too much of that head pin as well. 6 and the 10 are left standing. Mary Orff ready to throw down lane number 9 for O'Fallon. Final 2 bowlers here in this first match for your Lady Kahawks. Orff down 9. Leaves that 7-pin standing up. Courtney Bear trying to pick up her spare over here on 10 to give herself one extra throw. It's on the way, and she will. This might be the only head-to-head matchup that Collinsville ends up losing in this first match. Orff with a chance to pick up that 7-pin to give herself an extra throw. Better curve. There it goes. And Orff will have one more. All right, before that, Courtney Bear will throw hers down 10. It's going to be a close final match here, head-to-head between Orff and Bear. Couldn't quite get enough of that head pin that time for Courtney Bear, and that'll finish up her first match with a 198. Right now, Mary Orff has 196. And Orff will leave the 10-pin standing, but that'll take care of the head-to-head matchup as Orff ends up with a 205. Lady Kahawks win the first matchup. 1,033 pins to 927 for Collinsville, and one match is in the books. Match number 2 getting ready to come up here in just a couple of minutes. After we take a commercial break, we'll come back and talk things over with assistant coach Charlie Johnson, and we'll do that in just a moment here on the Kahok Sports Network.
Ogle Auctions in Collinsville, the newest in online auctioning. Go to ogleauctionshighbid.com. That's HIBid.com to check out what's up for bid in the next auction. Ogle Auctions deals with everyday items like board games, t-shirts, and more, to collectibles, whether that is a vehicle, vinyl records, or vintage toys. Or how about a trolley car? And Ogle Auctions is always on the lookout for more items. Check out their next online auction at ogleauctionshighbid.com. That's ogleauctionshighbid.com. Or call Kim Ogle today at 618-980-4530. Pack Mail of Collinsville, locally owned and operated by Ryan Combs. Pack Mail can ship anything, anywhere. They treat you like a neighbor because, well, you are a neighbor. Pack Mail offers shipping materials and containers, private mailboxes, as well as climate-controlled self-storage. Visit Pack Mail at 407 Beltline Road in Collinsville. Online, WeShipStLouis.com, or call Pack Mail at 346-4884.
And we are back here at Camelot Bowl. One matchup in the books for the girls and the boys. Both teams victorious in match number 1, as one of the assistant coaches for the Collinsville Kahok bowling team, Charlie Johnson, joins us now. Hey, Coach, how are you?
I'm doing fine, thanks.
You are very welcome. Well, let's talk about the girls' match for a moment. That was a little bit closer than I think you guys would have liked, and I was really impressed with Brandy Stewart, man. After a few spares to start off with, she rattled off like 8 strikes in a row.
She's very capable. She has a lot of big games. Of all our girls on the team, she tend to have that one really big game all the time. She really gets after it, and sometimes she loses her focus a little bit, and I got to get after her, but she looks like she's got it today for sure.
So typical teenage stuff there.
Yes.
Typical teenager there.
Exactly.
Losing
yes.
focus, that
yes.
never happens to teenagers.
Right.
All right, Courtney Bear, has the anchor going right up against probably O'Fallon's best bowler in Mary Orphan. I'm guessing that's by design?
For sure. Yes, we tend to stick with the same lineup most of the times, but Mary Orf, she's a special talent. She's one of the more talented bowlers in the area, but yes, for sure.
Natalie Heltney, the first bowler here for O'Fallon, man, she was on her way to a perfect game, had like 7 straight strikes, and then she ran into the Spareville.
Yes. Yeah, that's what tends to happen when the lanes get out there and they start to transition on them, and it just changes just enough to mess them up to where they got to find it again. And it might take 3-4 frames to get it back, but that's looked like what had happened to her. She had the shot, and it looked like it started drying up her shot just a touch. She needed to make the adjustment, but she's another special talent.
All right, guys, man, go out there and enjoy that second one.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Charlie Johnson, one of the assistant coaches here under Coach Sean Hay and his Collinsville Kahok bowling team. We are underway in match number 2, and we are almost finished with the first frame. Get back up on my perch here. Take a quick drink. I'm giving you the play-by-play of what I'm doing. Standing on a chair and now taking a drink of some, well, not so ice-cold Mountain Dew anymore. Boys are almost finished with frame number 2 in match number 2. Grace Braswell is over on 9, trying to pick up that 10 pin, and she gutters it. And for Collinsville, Courtney Bear over on lane number 10 picks up her spare, so Collinsville finished in their first frame. And after 2 frames on the boys' side, Collinsville leading O'Fallon 150 to 136. Here's Mary Orf now for O'Fallon on lane 9. So O'Fallon, a strike, a spare, an open frame. Back-to-back open frames by Montante and Braswell, and then Orf ends it with a strike, and Collinsville has a 1-pin lead after 1 frame here in the second match, 49-48. Randy Stewart. Back-to-back strikes to start off this second match. She had 3 spares to start off that first match and then really poured on the strikes. Here is Natalie Heltney over on 10, and she started off this second match the same way she started off the first one with back-to-back strikes. Here is Caitlin Ennis on 9 for Collinsville. She has a lot of spin on that ball, man. That ball was hugging the gutter. After it was all said and done, though, the 7-pin is the only thing remaining. Ellie Gordon shot the low game of all 10 bowlers in that first frame. She had a 119, and she was victimized by a number of splits. And this one she can't get to turn. She'll walk away and not have a very good look on her face as she didn't even see that ball hit the pin. She started walking back. Been there, done that. Here is Ennis trying to pick up number 7. She does. Caitlin had a open frame, the only open frame in the first frame for Collinsville. She got 8 down on the first one and can only hit 1 on the second. Here is Ellie Gordon. This one's a little bit more manageable than a lot of the ones that she was left with in that first match. She will take care of this one. Mackenzie Hunter on 9. Will leave up 2. For that first frame for Caitlin Ennis, it was a split. Well, I was in the middle of the interview with Coach Johnson there. Here is Alea Montante, and she will not hit the head pin, so she'll leave 3 up. Mackenzie Hunter readies herself over on 9. She has the 3 and the 6 to deal with. She'll take care of it. I saw somebody walking by with 3 $100 bills in their hand, so I held up my hand. Got to try, right? Ashley Tillman on 9 for Collinsville. Looks like lane 10 is stuck. Alea Montante threw her ball down there, and the sweeper arm has yet to sweep away all the pins. Tillman left herself 1 pin over on lane 9. Now the arms lift up over on 10. And the lights go off. And there's young Clay Hartman once again. Glad to see they're keeping him busy. Meanwhile, Courtney Bear over on lane number 9. Oh, lets it fly. She'll take care of a strike, spare and a strike to start off match number 2. And now Alea Montante will finish up over here on lane 10. And then we'll still have Grace Braswell and Mary Orff yet to go. That was a nice pickup by Montante. And now we await Grace Braswell. Boys are starting the 4th frame. Collinsville out in front on the boys' side, 304 to 353. There's Braswell. Right down the middle. 3, 6, 10 on the right side, and that 7-pin, that pesky 7-pin on the left-hand side. So Braswell gets out that special bowling ball that's only brought out to pick up splits, right? She'll aim. Oh, man. That 3-pin almost kicked over there to get that 7-pin. But it's an open frame for Braswell, and that'll leave things up to Mary Orff. Final bowler here in frame number 2 for the ladies. Orff delivers. And she'll pick up a strike. So after 2 frames, Collinsville out front, 139 to 124. We'll switch sides up again. Brandy Stewart, who has started this game off with 2 straight strikes, lets her rip down lane 10. Not a strike that time. Natalie Heltney has also started off with 2 straight strikes. That was a battle, man, the head-to-head matchup of the top girls on either side. Brandy Stewart with a 264, barely edging out Heltney in that first matchup, and Heltney will take a little bit of a lead this time as she starts off match number 2 with a turkey. While Brandy Stewart trying to pick up her spare on 10. Ooh, only picked up the 1. Ellie Gordon on number 9 for O'Fallon. Wow, almost another split. Luckily for her, that other pin fell. She's about tired of seeing splits. Here's Caitlin Ennis on 10 for Collinsville. She'll take care of all of them. Here's Gordon trying to pick up that 4-7 over there on lane number 9. While Mackenzie Hunter is already down 10. Good job by Gordon to pick up her spare. Here's Mackenzie Hunter on 10. That's another strike. Back-to-back strikes for Collinsville. Boys have just finished up frame number 4 in their second match. Collinsville has a 40-pin lead right now, 384 to 342. That would be a 42-pin lead, Todd. And Montante leaves herself a split. Here is Ashley Tillman over on 10 for Collinsville, and that one's good. After starting off with 2 straight strikes, she had a spare in the 3rd frame, and in the 4th, she'll go back to picking up those strikes. Alea Montante. Readies herself on 9. Montante trying to pick up this split spare, but she'll only get the 2. As Courtney Bear rolls it down 10. She'll leave the head pin and the number 3 pin right next to it. Grace Braswell on 9 now for O'Fallon. She'll pick up a strike. Three straight strikes for Collinsville, Ennis, Hunter, and Tillman. Now Mary Orff over on 9, but she'll give way for Courtney Bear to pick up her spare. And she will. So Collinsville's 3rd frame is over. And Orff down number 9. Ooh, she'll leave a split. They have the screens backwards on the girls' side. First screen on the left is Collinsville, and the next screen is O'Fallon. On the boys' side, the first screen on the left is O'Fallon, while the one on the right is Collinsville. I was confused for a moment. Orff trying to pick up her split. She'll only get the 10 pin and leave the 3 standing. So after 3 frames in the book, Collinsville still out front, 245 to 224. Brandy Stewart will get things started for Collinsville on lane number 9. 4th frame underway, and Stewart will leave up the 7 pin. Here is Natalie Heltney. on 10 for O'Fallon. She'll leave up the opposite side. Stewart leaves the 7. Heltney leaves the 10. It's better than the 7 and the 10 being left on the same lane. Guarantee you that much. Here's Stewart going for her 7 pin. She'll get it. And Heltney, who started off with 3 straight strikes here in this second match, will try to pick up her spare. She'll take care of it. And now Caitlin Ennis for Collinsville. Well, luckily, she didn't get left with a split. As it turns out, she only has 1 pin left standing. Here is Ellie Gordon now for O'Fallon. Four and the 7. Well, at least Ellie Gordon is not leaving herself a bunch of splits this go-round as of yet. That's got to make her feel better. Here is Ennis for Collinsville trying to pick up this 7 pin. Or excuse me, that's the 8 pin. She does. And now Ellie Gordon will try to pick up her remaining 2 pins, the 4 and the 7. She'll gutter it. Mackenzie Hunter. On 9. Missed the head pin. And looks like the thing's stuck on lane 10 again. He hit the reset button. Guess that's not working. Mackenzie Hunter on lane number 9. That lane is working. And hers is on the way, and she will take care of that spare. Now 10's working again. And that means Alea Montante can go ahead and go. First, Ashley Tillman is going to throw. Down 9. She'll take care of all of them. That's 3 strikes and a spare for Ashley. Here is Alea Montante, and she will miss the head pin. As Courtney Bear is ready to go down lane number 9 for the Lady Kahawks. Oh, spin, get it. Oh, right at the last second it falls down, but I don't think that's going to count. The pin was spinning into it, and it was starting to fall right before the pin setter came down and helped it fall the rest of the way. Here is Montante, and she'll pick up a nice split spare over on 10. And they will indeed. Yeah, Clay Hartman back at it again. Meanwhile, Grace Braswell ready to let it fly down number 10. And she'll leave up the 6 and the 10. So Courtney Bear, I'll tell you what, if that pin setter would have just waited 2 more seconds to come down, that pin might have fell. As it stands, Courtney will try to pick up the spare, and she will. While Grace Braswell will try to do the same over here on lane number 10, just with 1 more pin to take down. She'll hit it, and Mary Orff will slowly climb her way up to lane 10 and close out frame number 4. They are through 6 on the boys' side. Collinsville leading 625 to 505 as they start the 7th. Orff delivers down 10. And she'll leave herself a split. That would be a 4-6, which still is better than a 7-10, but still just as difficult to pick up, but there's a little bit more room to work with when you're not talking about the 2 corner pins. Orff will give it a try. It's on the way, and just the 1 pin is going to go down. And after 4 complete frames, Collinsville still out front, 334 to 308. So Brandy Stewart will get things started here in the 5th frame for the Kahawks. They won the first match, 1,033 pins to 927. And we are smack dab in the middle of match number 2, and Brandy Stewart takes down 9 of the 10. Meanwhile, Heltney, I think that's the most she's left up here all afternoon so far. She left 4. Brandy Stewart down lane 10, trying to pick up that spare. She will. So back-to-back spares after starting off with back-to-back strikes in frames 1 and 2. And right in the middle, frame 3 was an open frame for Brandy Stewart. Here is Heltney. She picks up her spare. And that breaks. Well, no, it's 2 spares in a row for Heltney. She started off with 3 strikes. Here's Caitlin Ennis for Collinsville on lane number 10. She'll mow down all of the left side and leave 2 standing on the right side. Ellie Gordon down number 9 for O'Fallon. She'll leave 1 standing. Three straight spares to start off the second match for Ellie Gordon after a rough first match where she bowled a 119, but right in the middle of it, she had 3 straight splits that she could not pick up. Here is Caitlin Ennis, who takes care of the 2 pins. And now Ellie Gordon will try to accomplish the 1 pin spare over here on 9, and she will just miss that pin on the right-hand side. Mackenzie Hunter now for Collinsville. Good for a strike. Her 3rd strike here in this second match. Alea Montante over on lane number 9. She'll leave 2, and it'll be a sleeper. It'll be the 2 and the 8 pin. Ashley Tillman down number 10 for Collinsville will take care of all of them. Got a last-second kick of the bottom base of that number 7 pin to take care of it. Montante will have to hit this 2 pin head on, and then we'll let the ball do the rest of the work and roll into that number 8. It's on the way, and she'll do just that. Courtney Bear for Collinsville, the final bowler here in frame number 5 for the Lady Kahawks. She puts that English to work and takes care of all of them, while Grace Braswell throws down on lane number 9 for O'Fallon. She'll take care of all of them as well, so that leaves us with just Mary Orff to close out the 5th frame. Boys are almost ready to start frame number 8. Orff delivers. She'll take care of that strike as well as we move to the 6th frame. Collinsville still out front, 441 to 381, so a 60-pin lead here for the Lady Kahawks as they head into the 6th frame. And it'll be Brandy Stewart on lane number 9 for the Lady Kahawks to begin frame number 6. She'll pick up all of them as well as Natalie Heltney gets herself ready on lane number 10. The boys just finished up frame number 7, and Collinsville out front 716 to 629. Getting close to a 100-pin lead there for the boys' side of things as Heltney delivers yet another strike. Caitlin Ennis over on 9. Can't quite hit that head pin square enough, and she'll leave 3. We did have 3 boys bowling matches set up for the schedule this year, and 2 of those were supposed to take place a week ago, not last week, but the week before that. And I made out my entire live stream sports schedule, and then at the last moment they took one of those off, and there was nowhere else I could put one on. So only 2 boys matches this year and the 3 girls matches. Over on lane 9, Caitlin Ennis picked up a strike, or excuse me, a spare. And now it is Mackenzie Hunter. She can't hit that head pin either. Ellie Gordon over here on lane number 10 has 1 pin to deal with again. She'll take care of it. And over here on 9, Mackenzie Hunter has that left side still standing. The 1, 2, 4, and 7 all in a row. Hunter trying to pick up that spare. She will. Leah Montante readies herself on number 10 for O'Fallon. Golden ball is on the way, and a little bit too much head pin leaves the 6 and the 10 pin standing up. Here is Ashley Tillman now for Collinsville. And another strike for Ashley. That's 4 in a row for her. 5 strikes here in this second match. The only non-strike was the spare she picked up in the second frame. And here is Montante trying to pick up her spare on 10. She does. Courtney Bear down number 9 for Collinsville. She'll pick up a strike. Back-to-back strikes for her. 3 strikes and 3 spares in the first 6 frames for the sophomore Kahawk, Courtney Bear. Here is Grace Braswell. She's the only, Courtney Bear is the only non-junior or senior playing in this match. Oh, split there for Braswell. Oh, not. It fell right at the last moment, and that did not fall because of the pin setter, so she'll get credit for the 2. No, it fell down right before the pin. You saw it in slow motion up on the screen. Right before the pin setter got there, it fell down. So Collinsville with 3 strikes and 2 spares in this frame. And a spare for Braswell. We'll leave things up to Mary Orff once again. In this frame, O'Fallon with a strike and 3 spares. One of those on a split. And here is Mary Orff, final bowler in frame number 6. She'll knock them all down, and we'll move on to frame number 7. The boys are almost finished with frame number 8. And after 6 on the girls' side, Collinsville still out front, 548 to 469. We'll switch it up once again. Brandy Stewart will get things started here for Collinsville on lane number 10. There you go. Back-to-back strikes for Brandy Stewart. Here is Natalie Heltney also trying to pick up another strike. She does. And it is back-to-back strikes, and now Heltney with 5 strikes and 2 spares in the 7 frames. Here is Caitlin Ennis. Ennis will leave herself up a split. The 1-2 pin, and then the 6-10. That's a rare split you don't see very often. Here is Ellie Gordon on 9 for the Panthers. She'll leave those same 2 pins, the 6 and the 10, but that's it. So Ennis has a split to pick up. They don't give her a split on the screen, though. Well, you can plainly see there's a split, and 2-4 went down. 6-10 remain up. Here is Ellie Gordon going for her 6-10, and she's going to throw it in the gutter. Mackenzie Hunter now for Collinsville on lane number 10. They're into the 9th frame for the boys. Kahok's lead 8:21 to 7:32. Just the 5 pin remains after Mackenzie Hunter's throw. Here is Alea Montante over on 9 for O'Fallon. And she'll leave herself a split. Man, oh man. 4 and the 7 remain on the left side. 10 pin remains on the right side. Here is Mackenzie Hunter. Hunter just missed that 5 pin. Oh, what a nice spare pickup that was for Alea Montante. That's her second split picked up in a row. Ashley Tillman knocks them all down. Well, that's 2 splits picked up in this second match for Montante. Meanwhile, Braswell leaves one up. Here is Courtney Bear now on 10 for Collinsville, and she'll leave the 4 and the 7. Braswell on 9. Takes care of her spare. Mary Orff readies herself over on 9. While Courtney Bear gets a different ball here to pick up this spare on 10. Now she's ready. And she'll pick it up. That'll end the 7th for Collinsville. Mary Orff will end the 7th for O'Fallon. She'll do so with a strike. So 7th frame is in the books, and Collinsville still maintains their lead despite Orff's turkey. Collinsville leads 658 to 571. So the Kahawks almost with a 100-pin lead on the girls' side as well. Boys are getting ready to head into the 10th frame in their second match. Here's Brandy Stewart. Ooh. Split for Brandy Stewart. Natalie Heltney trying for another turkey. She started off this second match with a turkey. Not going to pick up the second one, though, as she leaves the 10-pin standing. Brandy Stewart will try to clean up this mess over here on 9. She will take care of 2 of the 4. First open frame for young Miss Stewart here in this contest, this second match. As Heltney will try to pick up her 10-pin. She does. Caitlin Ennis now over on 9 for Collinsville. Boys have started the 10th. Collinsville leads 895 to 807 as they go into the final frame, and Caitlin Ennis picks up her second strike here in this second match. Here is Ellie Gordon, who does not have a strike. She's trying to pick up her first, and that's too much head pin, and again, she'll leave the 6 and the 10 up. Here is Mackenzie Hunter over on 9 for Collinsville. She'll take care of them all. That's her 4th strike here in this second match. Ellie Gordon. Will have the spare to pick up, while Ashley Tillman will also have one to pick up over on 9. Here's Gordon's try. This is going to go into the gutter if it doesn't watch out. Oh, it stays on. Hits that 10 pin. That's it. And now Ashley Tillman tries to pick up her spare on 9. She will. Leah Montante has picked up a couple of splits here in this second matchup. Both of them have been 7. Leaving 3 up. Leaves up 1 pin on that one. Here is Courtney Bear, who gives a little bit of a hip check, the air hip check, to help that one along a little more. And Courtney sends them all down. Now Montante. Try to take care of her 1 pin over here on 10. She will. And now she'll give way for Grace Braswell and then Mary Orff to close out frame number 8. We're about halfway through the 10th frame on the boys' side. Braswell lets it rip down number 10 and takes care of every pin out there. Now it's Mary Orff to end the 8th frame here of this second match. Orff, she's ready to go. It's on the way. And another strike for Orff. That's 4 in a row. 6 in this match. She had a strike in the first 2, but then unfortunately she left open frames in both the 3rd and the 4th on splits. So after 8 in the book, Collinsville still out front, 746 to 678. Here's Brandy Stewart down 10 to get us started in frame number 9. She'll get us started in fine fashion. Natalie Heltney trying to keep pace. Right now she has the head-to-head matchup lead over Brandy Stewart. Brandy won the first match, 264 to 257. But right now Heltney in control, and that helps her cause out with another strike to match the one just put up by Brandy Stewart. Now Caitlin Ennis' turn on lane number 10. Ennis takes care of all of them. Back-to-back strikes to start off the 9th here for Collinsville. And now Ellie Gordon looking for her first strike of the day. We'll let her go down number 9, and she will pick up her first strike. There it is. She had a big smile on her face when she saw that 7-pin fall down. Here is Mackenzie Hunter on lane 10 for the Kahawks. She'll take care of all of them as well, so a team turkey to start off the 9th frame here for Collinsville. Leia Montante trying to do the same thing for O'Fallon over on lane 9. She can't get that 7 down. Next one down, 10. There we go. How about 4 straight strikes to start off the 9th frame for the Kahawks? Leia Montante almost did the same thing for O'Fallon with 3, but that 7-pin wouldn't drop for her. So here's her shot at her spare. She'll hit it. And now Courtney Bear has a chance to make it 5 strikes in this 9th frame, and she will leave a sleeper. 3 and the 9-pin remain standing. Grace Braswell ready on lane number 9. She'll pick up a strike. So 3 strikes here in the 9th for O'Fallon. Collinsville has 4, and here's the last roll for Bear in this 9th frame. She'll take care of the spare. And now Mary Orff will close out frame number 9 on lane number 9. Orff is ready. And she'll pick up a strike to close out frame number 9. That's 5 in a row for Mary Orff. And after 9 frames, we head to the all-important 10th. Collinsville out front, 836 to 777. Boys are down to their final bowlers in frame number 10 in their second match. Here's Brandy Stewart for Collinsville down lane 9 as we begin the 10th on the girls' side. And she does so with another strike. That's back-to-back strikes for Brandy Stewart. So she'll have a couple of extra throws. Natalie Heltney will throw on 10 as soon as she lets the male counterpart on her Panthers team go down lane 11. That's the last ball for the O'Fallon boys in the second match. Last one coming up for the boys for Collinsville on 12, but here is Heltney on 10, and she will pick up a strike as well. Brandy Stewart on 9, ready to go. So the boys win their second match, 1,026 pins to 953. Meanwhile, back-to-back strikes for Brandy Stewart. Natalie Heltney over here on lane 10 trying to match. Looks like Heltney's going to win this head-to-head matchup. Another strike. That's a turkey. And here is Brandy Stewart trying to pick up a 10th frame turkey. She already had a strike in the 9th, and there you go. 4 strikes in a row to end it for Brandy Stewart. She'll end up this second match with a 207, well off of the 264 she had in the first match. And Heltney right now has 234, so Heltney will win the head-to-head matchup here in this second set. As Heltney lets her third and final one go, she'll leave the 10 pin up. As Caitlin Ennis readies herself down number 9. 243 for Natalie Heltney. That's just a little bit off of her 257 in her first go-round. Ennis bowled a 203 in her first match. And she will have to pick up a spare here on frame number 9 to give herself an extra ball. Frame number 10 to give herself an extra ball. Here is that try. She'll take care of it and have one more. Here's Ellie Gordon. Ellie pulled a 119 her last time. She should better that here. She stands at 115 right now. Just picked up her first strike and can't get back-to-back strikes, can Ellie Gordon. Caitlin Ennis ready on lane number 9 with her final throw. Ennis. Ready for her last throw here in this second match. She'll leave up 2. And young Miss Caitlin Ennis will end up with a 175. Ellie Gordon picks up her spare, so she'll have one more throw. As Mackenzie Hunter is ready on lane number 9 for Collinsville. Shoo, man, I thought that was going to go down. Left up 1. Ellie Gordon with her final throw here in match number 2. Boys are already underway in match number 3. And Ellie Gordon will take care of 8 of the 10 out there on lane number 10. And Ellie will end up with a 143 in her second go-around, which is better than her 119 in the first matchup. Mackenzie Hunter takes care of her spare, and we'll have another throw coming her way. Meanwhile, Alayla Montante for O'Fallon over here on 10. Ooh, left a split. That's okay. She's already picked up a couple of splits here in this second match. Let's make it a third. Mackenzie Hunter. Will wait. Is she going to give way? Okay. Montante will go next. Montante trying to pick up this split spare to give herself one extra throw. She, just missed it on the left-hand side. Had the right idea. There's Mackenzie Hunter on 9 with her final throw, and she'll take care of 8 of the 10. Montante rolled a 152 in her second matchup, a little bit less than her 171. Mackenzie Hunter ends up with a 195, so that betters her mark, and she'll win the head-to-head matchup with Montante. Here is Grace Braswell for O'Fallon down lane 10. She'll leave the 10 pin up. Ashley Tillman right down lane number 9, and she'll take care of all of them. Grace Braswell on lane number 10 will try to pick up that spare to give herself an extra throw. She does. And Ashley Tillman, who already has beaten her first mark without finishing up yet, and back-to-back strikes. That's a turkey. 1 in the 9th, 2 here in the 10th. As Grace Braswell readies herself for her final throw here in the 10th. Braswell on 10, lets it fly. She'll leave up that 7 pin, and that will end the second match for Braswell. She had a 175 in her first match. She ends up with a 185 here in the second one, and Ashley Tillman leaves up the 10 pin on her final shot here and ends up with a 255, which is much better than the 186 that she shot in the first match. Now Mary Orff and Courtney Bear will close things out. Orff first over here on lane number 10. Picks up a strike. Now Courtney Bear on 9. She will as well. Orff got the better of Bear in that first matchup, 205 to 198. Looks like that Orff will end up on the winning side of this last matchup as well. Right now, Mary Orff with 215 and Courtney Bear with 197. Each of them still have 2 more to throw. Orff is ready for her second here in the 10th. She'll leave herself a split. Courtney Bear, a chance to maybe take care of it, and she does with another strike. So Orff may be left with an open frame here on the last ball. We'll have to see. As she readies herself on 10. And lets it fly. She'll take care of just the one. So an open frame to end it for Mary Orff. Here is Courtney Bear, and the last roll for the second match is a strike as well. And Courtney Bear has a 10th frame turkey. Still wasn't enough, though, as Orff ends up with a 232 to a 217 for Courtney Bear, but Collinsville wins 1,049 pins to 955 for O'Fallon. So we are ready to go to the third and final match of the night. And I'm going to have to step aside for a minute, and then we'll come back and take care of some bills. We'll be back in just a moment here on the Kahok Sports Network. Something old can be something new again. The Old Herald Brewery and Distillery in Collinsville proves that old adage right one more time. Derek and Whitney Reiser, along with brewmaster and distillery operator Torrin O'Brien, Old Herald Brewery and Distillery is not just a place to eat and drink, but more of a must-experience destination in the St. Louis area. With its Collinsville Herald newspaper feel, Old Herald Brewery and Distillery features a restaurant, a tap room, and of course a state-of-the-art one-of-a-kind distillery. Old Herald Brewery and Distillery can handle all of your group functions, as well with an event space that can handle you and 79 of your friends for any large gathering. And the food? Well, simply amazing, with local and new favorites, plus brunch on Sundays. How about bocce ball or bags on the patio? Old Herald Brewery and Distillery in Collinsville, 115 East Clay Street in Collinsville. Give them a call at 855-8027, online at oldheraldbrewing.com, or on Facebook at Old Herald.
Looking to buy a new home or sell your current one? Trust the Blaylock team of Keller Williams Marquis Realty with all of your real estate needs. The real estate market is hot right now. Trust the Blaylock team of Keller Williams Marquis to help you find the perfect home or to help you get top dollar for your current home. Give Peyton or Emily Blaylock a call today at 618-780-4622 or visit them online at blaylockteam.com or on Facebook at the Blaylock team.
Are the lights on your dashboard putting on a show? Bring it to Mike's Automotive in Collinsville. Mike's Automotive is also a T3 certified tire center. They can handle all of the basics like oil changes and tune-ups and the not-so-basics like complete engine rebuilds. Mike's Automotive also has 24-hour towing and has 3 locations: Millstadt, St. Louis, and in Collinsville. The Collinsville location is at 1150 St. Louis Road, just blocks from the high school. Or call 345-0611, online at mikesautomotive.net and Mike's Automotive on Facebook.
All Pro Tees in Caseyville is your place for custom apparel and has been for over 20 years now. Why? All Pro Tees can handle any size project, big or small, and they specialize in large group orders. At All Pro Tees, quality is number one on their list of priorities, as is evident by their excellent customer service. Did we mention All Pro Tees has over 20 years of experience? They can even help with fundraisers and event merchandising for your group. So for all of your apparel needs, for civic groups, sports teams, business outings, or even a family reunion, your apparel needs stop at All Pro Tees. All Pro Tees in Caseyville, right across the street from Kahok Stadium. Online at allprotees.com or on Facebook at All Pro Tees. Or call All Pro Tees at 344-2200.
Back here at Camelot Bowl, the third and final match of the night is underway as the Lady Kahoks have a 2-0 lead over the O'Fallon Panthers, and assistant coach Charlie Johnson joining us once again. Boy, I tell you what, Coach, I really like that Ashley Tillman that time around, man, a 255 after that first 186. She really picked it up there in the second match.
Yes, she did. She was scooping the ball just a touch in the first game. And when she scoops it up on a touch, she tends to get on the side of it, and she doesn't have quite as good a roll. She started getting after it a little bit better with the release there. That was the difference between game 1 and 2.
Courtney Bear started off hot in that second match. She kind of slowed down in the middle, but picked it up there at the end and ended up with a 217.
She does. She has really good look right now. As long as we can keep her focused and keep her eyes to the right, so she can get the ball to the right instead of pulling it more towards the head pin, she's fine.
So the girls are feeling okay right now, feeling like they
great.
can close this out.
They look good, but this team that we're bowling are defending champs for a reason. So
I know, man.
Just got, as I told the girls, we just got to keep pushing. Let's not lose our focus. So, but yeah, we have good looks right now.
All right, Coach. Thanks for the visit.
Right, thank you.
That is Charlie Johnson, one of the assistants here under Collinsville head coach Sean Hay, as the girls are into their final and third match of the night. So are the boys. They are already into frame number 4. The girls are just beginning frame number 2. Let me get back up on my perch here after I take another drink of my lukewarm Mountain Dew. I'm going to tell you all about it. That's a ugly split there for Mackenzie Hunter. She'll take care of the 3 on the right, but that's about it. Let's take a peek at the boys. Right now, 347 to 309. Collinsville in the lead, but they are in the middle of the 4th frame. As Ashley Tillman picks up another strike for Collinsville here on the girls' side. Here is Alea Montante on lane number 9 for O'Fallon. And it looks like Brandy Stewart and Caitlin Ennis have started off with back-to-back strikes, as has Ashley Tillman. And now Courtney Bear follows that by leaving the 10 pin up. Alea Montante picked up a strike. Here is Grace Braswell on lane number 9 for the O'Fallon Lady Panthers. She'll leave up 2. And Courtney Bear will throw first down here on 10, trying to pick up that 10 pin for a spare. She will, and it's back-to-back spares to start off this final match for Courtney. Here is Grace Braswell trying to take care of the 6 and 10 pin. She'll take care of the 6 only. And now Mary Orff will slowly work her way up to lane number 9 to close out this second frame. Nothing but basketball for the rest of the week. Now some boys basketball coming your way tomorrow from Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium. Should be a real good one too. Collinsville hooking up with East St. Louis. Then we'll take our first road trips of the year on the basketball side of things. We'll be in O'Fallon on Thursday for the girls matchup. And then we'll be in Edwardsville Friday night for another boys game. Orff also left up the 6-10, just like Grace Braswell did, but Braswell only managed to take care of the 6-pin. Here is Orff's opportunity. She'll take care of both. After 2 frames here in this final match, Collinsville leading 145 to 133. We'll switch lanes, start all over. Next bowling match that we have for you will be on the 8th of January. It'll be a girls match that we'll cover. And that'll be here at Camelot against Alton. And then about 5 days after that, we'll feature the boys against Edwardsville here at Camelot. Here is Natalie Heltney on lane number 10. Leaving up the 4 and the 7 as she tried to follow Brandy Stewart, who, if that thing ever disappears off the screen, I'll be able to tell you what she did. As Caitlin Ennis picks up a strike. I think the TV screen is, okay, there it goes. Finally moved out of the way just in time to get the little dancing duck up there that tells you got a turkey. So, yeah, Brandy Stewart has started off with a turkey, first 3 frames, and Caitlin Ennis has followed up with a turkey in her first 3 frames. Here is Mackenzie Hunter for Collinsville after Heltney takes care of her spare, and Mackenzie leaves up the 10-pin. Here is Ellie Gordon for O'Fallon on lane number 10. Too much head pin. Leaves the 6 and the 10. Mackenzie Hunter takes care of that 10 pin in the corner. Ashley Tillman on lane number 9, and she will also start off this third and final match with a turkey. So Stewart, Ennis, and Tillman all have 3 strikes in the first 3 frames here of this final matchup. Here is Ellie Gordon, and she'll only take care of the 6-pin as well. Meanwhile, Courtney Bear over on 9. Oh, lets it rip. She'll be off the head pin and leave up the 1, 2, and the 10. So Courtney Bear has a bit of a split problem here. 1, 2, 10. Here it is. Oh, man, how did that 1 pin not hit that 10 pin? Amazes me. Alea Montante down 10 for O'Fallon, and she will leave 3 up, taking care of 7. The boys are finished with 5 frames now, and Collinsville has a lead, 4:05 to 4:35, so a 40-pin lead for the boys. As Alea Montante gets ready to go over here on 10 to try to pick up her spare. Collinsville has already finished with their 3rd frame. And after Montante lets this one go and only picks up the 1, it'll be up to Grace Braswell and Mary Orff. First, Grace Braswell, who has bowled a 175 and a 185 in her first 2 matches. She'll take care of that strike here. And Mary Orff will close out frame number 3. I think the JV kids are into their final couple of frames in their final match. Orff. She's ready. And she'll leave up one. Last time we were here, a couple weeks ago, matter of fact, I think it was 2 weeks from today, we were all the way down at the other end of the bowling alley on the final two lanes, lanes 31 and 32. That is why I think we were knocked off of the internet like 8 different times during that match, because we were not close enough to the router. This time we are right by the office, so to speak, which is where the router is located, and we have not had a problem. Very happy about that. Orff picks up her spare, and after 3 frames in the books, we head to frame number 4 with Collinsville in the lead, 261 to 205. We'll switch lanes and start it all over again. 4 live streams last week, 4 this week. And I believe next week we only have 3. As we'll have some hockey on Tuesday, and then we'll have girls basketball Thursday, boys basketball on Friday. And that Friday game versus Alton will be the last one we have until the Big Prairie Farms Holiday Basketball Tournament gets underway the following Friday morning. So I'll have a little bit of time off to enjoy the holidays. 6 full days in between. And then the long weekend begins. Boy, is it long, but it's so much fun. Here's Ellie Gordon on lane number 9 for O'Fallon, and a split over here for Brandy Stewart will put a bad taste in her mouth after starting off with a turkey to open up this 4th match. She'll leave up the 10 pin, and a little bit of a split over there for Ellie Gordon as well, as she has the 5 pin plus the 4-7. Gordon is ready. Down lane number 9 it goes. She'll just get that 5 pin and leave the 4 and the 7 standing. Caitlin Ennis down 10 for Collinsville. And a strike. So Caitlin Ennis, the junior, 4 strikes to start off this 3rd and final match of the night. It is nighttime now, right? Okay. It's dark outside. Alea Montante for O'Fallon over on 9. She'll leave the 10 pin up. Now Mackenzie Hunter over on 10 for the Kahawks. She'll take care of all of them. Back-to-back strikes for Ennis and Hunter. Mackenzie now has 2 strikes, 1 in the 1st and 1 in the 4th. Here's the spare pickup by Montante. As Ashley Tillman gets ready to go for Collinsville. Not before Grace Braswell will go over on 9. That's a strike for Braswell. Now Ashley Tillman, she's working on a perfect game, and she will continue to work on that perfect game. So her and Caitlin Ennis both have 4 strikes to start off this 3rd and final match of the night. Now Mary Orff down lane number 9, right ahead of Courtney Bear. There is Orff. And she'll pick up a strike. Here is Bear. And she can't pick up a strike. Left that 10 pin standing. Other than that, that was a good-looking ball. So Courtney Bear will have 1 more throw, and that'll end the 4th. Collinsville will still have a lead. Boys are in the middle of frame number 7. Their final matchup of the night. Looks like the JV boys are finished. JV girls are still working. Spare picked up by Bear. Hey, that rhymes. And after 4 frames in the book here in this third and final matchup, Collinsville still out front, 376 to 283. So the JV girls look like they're into their 10th frame. The boys are into their 7th, so here in a minute, the only thing that'll be going here will be the girls on the varsity side, which we are covering. 1 pin left up by Brandy Stewart. And that's the 7 pin. She'll try for that right after Natalie Heltney rolls her first one down lane number 10 here in this 5th frame. Heltney does the same thing. Leaves up the 7. It scooted over a little bit, did the 7 pin, but didn't fall. So Brandy Stewart will have first crack at that 7 pin on 9, and she'll pick hers up. And Heltney will have a chance to pick hers up. First, Caitlin Ennis, who has 4 straight strikes to start off this third and final match. Down number 9 it goes, and she can't get that last pin to fall. Here is Heltney picking up her 7. So Ennis has the 4 pin left standing. And she'll go for that now. She'll take care of it. Here's Ellie Gordon, down 10 for O'Fallon. Got a lot of that head pin, but it didn't matter this time, as Ellie Gordon picks up her 2nd strike of the night. Oh, that was a nice pickup over there on 11 by O'Fallon. Man, that was a good spare pickup. Here's Mackenzie Hunter on 9, and she'll leave herself a split unless that pin can get it. Nope. Not before the pin setter can grab it anyway. Here is Alea Montante now for O'Fallon. She'll leave 1 standing. Mackenzie Hunter has her work cut out for her here. And she'll take care of the 2 on the right-hand side and leave that 7 pin standing up. And that breaks. Or excuse me, no, that's Ashley Tillman who's got that 4 straight strikes. And here she is on lane number 9 trying to make it 5. She will. 5 in a row to start off this 4th and final set. She picked it up after a 186 in that first match, a 255 last go-round. Looks like she wants to eclipse that here in this final match of the night as Alea Montante takes care of her spare on 10. Courtney Bear over on 9 for Collinsville. She'll leave 1 standing. Grace Braswell steps up to lane number 10 here for O'Fallon. And she'll take care of all of them, plus she'll have the spinning one out there. There's a spare try by Bear, and she does. Kicks out that right leg. She's got some body English, doesn't she? Kicks out the hip, kicks out the leg. Orf on 10 to end frame number 5. She'll leave up the 8 pin. So Lady Kahawks are finished with frame number 5, and they'll have a lead after Orf throws her final ball down lane number 10. Orf went from a 205 to a 232. She'll pick up that spare and we'll move to the 6th frame. Collinsville leading by 100 pins, 482 to 382. Almost done with the 8th frame on the boys' side. As soon as they finish up frame number 8, we'll update you on that score as well. As the JV teams, both the boys and the girls, are all finished. So things are getting a little crowded over here. They want to come over here and support their teammates. Here's Brandy Stewart on 10 to start the 6th frame off for Collinsville, and luckily that 7-pin fell down or she would have been left with a split. As it is, she has to get the 3, 6, and 10 down, while Natalie Heltney rolls it down 9 for O'Fallon. She'll leave one, wobble, won't fall. Brandy Stewart trying to pick up the spare here on 10. She will. Heltney trying to take care of her 1 pin over here on lane number 9. And she does. They have completed 8 on the boys' side. Collinsville leads 897 to 754 as they head into frame number 9 in the final matchup. Here is Caitlin Ennis. Ennis leaves up 4. Ellie Gordon on lane 9 for O'Fallon. Oh, couldn't get that 7-pin to fall. She was trying for back-to-back strikes for the first time. Caitlin Ennis on 10. Trying to pick up her spare after the young gentleman from O'Fallon rolls on 11. Now Ennis is ready. It's on the way. Nope, only the 2. Gordon trying to pick off that 10-pin in the corner for O'Fallon. She always has that last-second left-hand turn on her ball, and it takes care of that one. As Mackenzie Hunter steps up to lane 10. And leaves up the 10 on lane 10. Down lane 9 is a Montante, and also leaving the 10-pin up was Alea. So Hunter and Montante both have to deal with a 10-pin. Smiley face ball all the way down, and the emoji ball takes care of the spare. Here is Montante faced with the same thing, and she'll take care of hers as well. There is Ashley Tillman. Ashley, 5 straight strikes, can't make it 6. Leaves the 6 and the 10 pin up. Grace Braswell on lane 9 for O'Fallon. Oh boy, that 10 pin fell down just at the last moment, or she would have been left with a split. Here is Tillman, and she's going to throw a gutter ball. You know, that's not what she wanted to do. Those things happen in bowling sometimes. Braswell trying to pick up her 2 over in the left-hand corner. Does. While Courtney Bear lets it fly down 10 for Collinsville, and she also will leave up the 6 and the 10. Seems like we've been mirroring each other over here. Here is Mary Orff for O'Fallon over on lane 9. Good to go on another strike for Orff. Orff has gotten the better of Courtney Bear in the first 2 matches. Courtney hanging tough right now. She'll take care of her spare. And right now, Orff leads Bear 98-92, so that's a little bit closer. And after 6, Collinsville is still out in front, 565 to 488. As we head to frame number 7, the boys are just now starting frame number 10. Collinsville out front, 1,011 pins to 851 for O'Fallon. Brandy Stewart mows down the left-hand side, leaves The 3-6 and the 10 pin up. Over on lane number 9. Natalie Heltney waiting for the Kahok to go over here on 11. Now Heltney's ready. Heltney, stellar night so far, 257 and 243. She'll leave up the 10 pin. Brandy Stewart trying to take care of her spare over on 9, and she will. There's Caitlin Ennis for the Lady Kahoks on lane 9. Ennis gets another strike. She had 4 to start the game off with. Here is Heltney picking up her spare on 10. Mackenzie Hunter on lane 9 for Collinsville leaves one up. Now it's Ellie Gordon's turn on lane 10 for O'Fallon. Got a little bit too much head pin again, and a familiar sight for Ellie Gordon here tonight. Another split. Mackenzie Hunter. She will try to pick up her lone pin left standing over on 9. She does. And now Ellie Gordon will take aim at that 6-10 pin over on the right-hand side and forget about that 7 unless she can get lucky. And that one's going to fall into the gutter. Here is Ashley Tillman over on lane 9. And another strike for Ashley. 6 strikes in her first 7 frames. While Alea Montante steps up to lane number 10 for O'Fallon. She'll leave up 1. Here is Courtney Bear on number 9 for Collinsville. She'll leave up the 10 pin. It moved a little bit, but did not go down. Boys are about halfway through with frame 10 as Collinsville looks to close out the boys' match 3-0. Girls are trying to do the same thing. Here is Bear. She'll kick that 10 pin into the corner. And now Montante trying to do the same, and the other side, and it works. So, Kahoks are already finished with their 7th frame. Here is Grace Braswell. Once the boys get through over here, I think we'll move along a little faster since whoever is bowling in lane 10 will not have to wait for anyone. Grace Braswell knocks them all down, and now it'll be up to Mary Orff to send us into the 8th frame. Orff is ready to go. Orff brings it. Could almost knit a scarf waiting for her to get up there. Sorry. Lane 10 has been synonymous with leaving up pin 10 here this afternoon and this evening. So Orff with one more throw to end frame number 7. It's on the way. And good. So we head to frame number 8. Collinsville still out front. by 60 pins, 640 to 580. Eighth frame about to get underway. Here is Brandy Stewart on lane number 10. Brandy takes 9 of the 10 down. She started off with 3 straight strikes to start off this third and final match. Here is Natalie Heltney. Heltney will pick up a strike. Sandwiched in between strikes. First frame strike and an 8th frame strike for Heltney. As Brandy Stewart picks up her spare. Last bowlers of the night on the boys' side begin the 10th frame. Here is Ellie Gordon over on lane number 9 for the O'Fallon Lady Panthers, and she will pick up a strike. While Caitlin Ennis on 10 trying to match. She does. So Leah Montante over on 9 now for O'Fallon. She lets it fly. And she will leave the 7 pin up. Mackenzie Hunter is next on 10. It's on the way. And 6 go down. Leah Montante on 9 for O'Fallon. She's good. Here is Mackenzie Hunter trying to pick up her spare. Got them all grouped right in a bunch there. She will, ooh, man, leave that 1 pin standing. And Grace Braswell leaves herself a little bit of a split. Here is Ashley Tillman on 10 for Collinsville. Ooh, can't get that 7 pin to fall. Well, the O'Fallon boys finally break the 1,000 pin plateau on their final matchup after a 980 and a 953 in their first 2 matches respectively. They bowl a 1,025 pin set in the final matchup, but the Kahawks better that, and their biggest game of the night, 1,158 pins. Well, they had 1,108 in their first matchup, so they put 50 more pins on top of that one for their third and final game. So the boys take care of a 3-game sweep of O'Fallon. Girls trying to accomplish the same thing. Here is Mary Orff. She'll take care of everything on lane number 9, and Courtney Bear on lane 10 does the same thing. That'll end the 8th frame. Collinsville still out front, 734 to 667 here on the girls' side. It's the only thing left. Both the JV boys and girls are done, and the varsity boys are all finished. So we have the 9th and the 10th left here for the girls. And here is Brandy Stewart on lane number 9 for Collinsville to get the 9th frame going. She'll leave up 4. Natalie Heltney on lane 10. Now no one will have to wait for the bowlers on the other side of them because there are none. Heltney leaves 1 up. Stewart ready once again on 9. She'll take care of all of them. That is 5 straight spares for Brandy Stewart. In the 4th, she had an open frame because of a split. That was after she started the game with 3 straight strikes. Here is Heltney trying to pick up her spare on 10. She does. Ennis on 9 for Collinsville. Leaves 2 up. might actually be able to sit down and watch the rest of this now. I have to look over everybody's heads. Here is Ellie Gordon, and trying to get back-to-back strikes. She just couldn't pick that one up. She does have 2 strikes in this final match. Here is Caitlin Ennis on 9, trying to pick up her 2 pins, and she will. Gordon trying to pick off that 10 pin. It'll stay up. Will it stay straight enough? It will. Now Mackenzie Hunter. Hunter lets it fly. Thought I could sit down for a minute. 4 standing. Montante on lane 10. Leaves the 10 pin. Now Mackenzie Hunter on 9, trying to pick up her spare. She will. And now Montante going for her pickup on 10, and it stays up just enough. Here is Ashley Tillman. She'll take care of another strike. That's her 8th strike here in this second matchup. And now Grace Braswell over on 10 for Collinsville. Shoo, 7-10 split. Never good. Here is Courtney Bear on 9, and she'll take care of all of them. Kahawks get 2 strikes and 3 spares in that frame right now. O'Fallon has the 3 spares, but a ugly 7-10 split, staring right at Grace Braswell. She'll get 1, of course. And now Mary Orff will be the final bowler here in frame number 9. Orff takes care of 7, leaves up the 3, 6, and 10. Orff ready to try to pick up this spare. She does. We head to the 10th frame. Collinsville still up 8:28 to 7:55. The girls have been above the 1,000 pin plateau both times here today. O'Fallon trying to get there for the first time. I don't think they're going to make it. 9:27 and 9:55 for O'Fallon in the first 2 games, while Collinsville had a 1,033 and a 1,049. Here is Natalie Heltney for O'Fallon, and she'll have a couple of extra throws after a 10th frame strike to start off with. And Brandy Stewart trying to do the same thing. She does. Close matchup, head-to-head wise. Heltney with a 2-pin lead over Stewart right now, 186 to 184. Both girls will have 2 more throws coming their way. Heltney will begin over on lane 9. Oh, she'll leave a split. Chance for Brandy Stewart to maybe finish on top in this head-to-head matchup, which she did in the first match. 264 to 257. There's another strike. And Heltney will throw her last ball down lane number 9. Hoping to pick up that split. She does not. So Heltney will end her third and final match with a 195 after bowling a 257 and a 243. Brandy Stewart will win this head-to-head matchup as well. And she gets a strike to turkey out the 10th. And Brandy Stewart ends up with a 204, so over 200 all 3 games for the Collinsville Junior. Here is Ellie Gordon on 9. She'll leave up 1. And Caitlin Ennis, who has a 200 game to her credit here this afternoon. Most likely will get another one here as she starts this frame with a 191. Don't speak too soon, though. Well, that'll be a 209 now, so she will indeed finish above 200 for the second time. Meanwhile, Gordon trying to pick up that 7-pin to give herself an extra throw. That's why I have a lid on my sodas. Where'd my glasses go, though? I just lost my glasses. Thank you. Can't see a thing without them. Ennis takes care of her spare. All of a sudden, I had to get up and stand back on my chair because more people started arriving, and then I stepped on my cord, which yanked the headphones off of my head, which also yanked the glasses off of my head. That was a rough 5 seconds, man. Ellie Gordon leaves one standing, and Ellie will end up with a 145, so she bettered herself each and every way from a 119 to a 143 to a 145. And here is Caitlin Ennis, her last throw of the night. She'll take them all down except for the 5-pin. And here is Alea Montante on 9 for her first throw here in the 10th. Caitlin Ennis ends up with a 219. That's her best of the night of the 3 matches. And now it's Mackenzie Hunter's turn. Mackenzie rolls it down 10. She'll leave one up. Montante down number 9, trying to pick up a spare for 1 extra. She can't. She'll leave the 10th, or leave the 10 up. That'll end the night for Alea Montante, and she'll bowl a 167 in this last game. Her best of the night was the first one, a 171. Mackenzie Hunter trying to pick up that 1 pin to give herself 1 extra throw. She will. And now Grace Braswell over on lane number 9 for O'Fallon. She'll get a strike, and she'll have 2 extra in which to throw here in this 10th frame. Mackenzie Hunter with her last throw of the night. Four pins left on the final throw. Here is Grace Braswell. She'll leave the 10 pin up. And for Mackenzie Hunter, she'll end up with a 153. That is her lowest score of the night. The middle game was her best, a 195. Ashley Tillman having a pretty good game here in this final set. She'll take care of all of them. And Grace Braswell will throw her final ball of the night, trying to pick up that 10 pin over on lane 9. She will. And Grace Braswell ends up with a 183, just 2 pins off of her best score, which was her last match of a 185. So Mary Orff, the final bowler of the night for O'Fallon. She leaves the 10 pin. Ashley Tillman Down lane number 10. There's another strike. That's 3 in a row with a chance to make it a 4-pack to end this game. Mary Orff will throw her final ball here and hope for a chance to throw one more time. She does. And Ashley Tillman ready. On lane number 10, her final throw of the night. She had a 255 in her last match. And she'll end this one with a 4-packer to end it. And she'll end up with a 244, so just a little bit off of her best. Now Mary Orff, the last bowl of the night for O'Fallon. And she'll take care of 8 of the 10. And Mary Orff will end up with a 185, the only game that she did not break 200. Here is Courtney Bear. Bear on 10, takes care of all of them. Courtney bowled a 217 her last match, a 198 in the first one. Right now she stands at a 181 with 2 more to throw. Chance to eclipse that 200-point mark. And she will take care of all of them again and have one more throw to finish out a 10th frame turkey, but that is 4 in a row for her, so she's going for 5 in a row to end it. And right now stands at a 201. So 2 of her 3 games will be over 200. Last ball of the night, and she'll take care of 9 of the 10. And that will give young Miss Bear a 210 here in the 3rd and final match. Collinsville wins the night. All 3 matches go the Kahawks' way. This one, 1,030 pins to 875. And Collinsville sweeps the night away from O'Fallon. On the girls' side, they defeat the defending state champs. So not a bad night's work there. Well, that will do it for us as we move into our post-game program, brought to you by Chiropractic Works in Collinsville. Owned and operated by Dr. Chris McCluskey. He and his crew are focused on helping as many people as possible live high-quality lives, all through chiropractic care and wellness. You can visit Dr. McCluskey at Chiropractic Works in Collinsville, 410 Regency Center, just off of the Beltline Road in Collinsville, or give them a call at 343-3602 or online, chiropracticworkscollinsville.com. Post-game show comes your way next on the Kahok Sports Network.
As the Director of Sports Medicine at Next Level Performance Institute, I oversee the care of all of our athletes, many high school, collegiate, and professional. Our goal is to help athletes stay on the field and maximize their performance. We have state-of-the-art diagnostic equipment where we can actually perform testing to get to the root cause of problems that could be getting in the way of athletic performance. When it comes to taking care of athletes, we take a full-body approach. Whether it's musculoskeletal ailments, nutritional issues, organic issues such as headaches, sinuses, digestive issues, we have advanced training to where we can remedy health issues and return that athlete to play as quickly as possible. If you or your athlete are dealing with any kind of nagging sports injury and would like to see if we can possibly help, feel free to give us a call or come by the office anytime.
The Times-Tribune, Madison County's longest-running leading independent newspaper. The Times-Tribune has now added Collinsville to their coverage area this year, including coverage of City Hall, happenings in Collinsville, as well as coverage of the Unit 10 schools and the Collinsville Kahawks, plus more. The Times-Tribune is a weekly hometown newspaper that is published every Thursday and has been reporting news and sports in Madison County for over 30 years. Subscriptions are only $32 for an entire year, delivered to your home and the online edition. For more information, call the Times-Tribune at 618-667-3111, online at www.timestribunenews.com, or follow them on Facebook at Troy Times-Tribune.
Hi, Purple and White fans. This is Dan Mode, class of 1989. I'm with New American Funding. Myself and New American Funding are proud sponsors of Kahok Athletics. As we have great coaches at CHS on all the courts, fields, and tracks, we like to coach you through the home buying process and refinance process. If there's ever anything we can do, I can be reached at 618-973-5343 or www.danmodeblones.com. Let's support our student athletes at CHS. They deserve the best. Thank you for your time, and go Kahawks.
As the Director of Sports Medicine at Next Level Performance Institute, I oversee the care of all of our athletes, many high school, collegiate, and professional. Our goal is to help athletes stay on the field and maximize their performance. We have state-of-the-art diagnostic equipment where we can actually perform testing to get to the root cause of problems that could be getting in the way of athletic performance. When it comes to taking care of athletes, we take a full-body approach, whether it's musculoskeletal ailments, nutritional issues, organic issues such as headaches, sinuses, digestive issues. We have advanced training to where we can remedy health issues and return that athlete to play as quickly as possible. If you or your athlete are dealing with any kind of nagging sports injury and would like to see if we can possibly help, feel free to give us a call or come by the office anytime.
And once again, we welcome you back into the Chiropractic Works post-game show here on the Kahok Sports Network. And after standing on that chair for 3 hours, I'm going to need a chiropractor. Joining us once again is assistant coach Charlie Johnson, and congratulations is in store, man. You guys took down the state champs.
Yes, we did. We had a good look all day. Our girls are capable. We're very capable, and the boys as well. They both showed what they can do today, because these two are the two teams we're going to have to beat in the end. So we showed what we're capable of.
Oh, yeah. Hats off to Brandy Stewart, all 3 of her games over 200.
Yes, she's been at it all year. She's from last year, was my first year as a coach, and from the progression that I'm seeing from that point to now, she's just getting better every single match, it seems. Every month she's just getting better and better. She's a hard worker.
Yeah, Mackenzie Hunter, unfortunately, was the only Kahawk not to bowl over 200, but she was close with a 195 and a 182.
Yes, she's very capable as well. She had a little bit of trouble there with her release in the end, but that's something that we continue to work on and practice with her.
Very impressed with Caitlin Ennis. She's so tiny, man. It's like that girl throws that ball down there with some force, doesn't she?
She does. She's tiny, but I'll tell you what, she's got the heart of a 6'5", person. She's got the heart of a lion. She's a hard worker.
Yeah, she had a couple of games in the 200s as well. So did Ashley Tillman, and she really poured it on there in that last game. If it wasn't for the middle couple of frames, I think she would have done better than her 255 in that middle set.
That's right, and it came back to that. Well, we talked about game 1 with the transition. She got a little bit of transition in there. We had to move her a little bit left. Once we moved her a little bit left, she went back to getting back on the streak.
And all 4 of those girls I mentioned I have seen before because I did this last year. Courtney Bear I did not see because she was a freshman last year, didn't play varsity side, but I'm very impressed with her. She flirted with 3 200 games. She just fell 2 pins short when that first one was 198.
She's another one that every one of our girls are really hard workers. They really are, and she's as talented as any girl in our conference, and there's no question in my mind in the end she's going to be one of our big leaders.
Well, we have the girls again on January the 8th, so we'll get to see them all over again here in a few weeks. Thank you very much.
Sounds good.
Coach Charlie Johnson, and you and yours have a very Merry Christmas.
You too, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Right.
That is one of the assistant coaches for Coach Sean Hay, Charlie Johnson. We thank him for visiting with us here on the Chiropractic Works post-game show. Collinsville sweeps it tonight from O'Fallon. The boys and the girls all win 3-0 over O'Fallon. And for the girls, they took down the defending state champions. So congratulations to them. That's going to do it for us from here from Camelot Bowl for the night. We are back with you tomorrow. We have boys basketball, the second game of the year on Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium floor for your boys after they took down O'Fallon in a very close, tightly contested match on Friday night. This one's not going to be any easier as the East St. Louis Flyers come to town tomorrow night and a 7:30 start. That's what it's scheduled, and if it holds out to be a 7:30 start, we'll be on the air about 7:10 with the pregame show, but that all depends on the junior varsity game. So until tomorrow, my name is Todd Duke. A big thank you to Coach Sean Hay and assistant coach Charlie Johnson for joining us on the pre and the post-game shows respectively. And until Tuesday night, everyone have a fantastic rest of your evening.